Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to set up Kickstream on OBS 2024. And right now, as you can see, I'm currently inside the OBS website. Or technically, we call it OBS Studio or OB Studio for others. And this is going to be the link obsproject.com. And as you can see right here, it is perfectly applicable or available rather for Windows, macOS, and Linux. And the latest release would be on the April 15th this year. Anyway, that being said, this is gonna be how it looks like from the inside. Just a preview on what to expect. And now without further ado, just choose which application or which running OS you have, and then simply download and install it. And it should look like this. As you can see right now, I am currently recording, and basically this is gonna be my personal uses of OBS. So the first thing you want to do after downloading, of course, open it up, and you'll see right here, this the scenes and sources rather, will be empty on your end. And now the first part will be scene. By default, of course, you can have scene. I have sample 2 here, please don't mind that. Focus on scene. So to comparison, scene is basically a blank canvas. This is where you apply your OBS, your Kickstream, your recording. Everything inside OBS is basically under scene. We just add up sources to add some more finesse and some more features. And speaking about sources, as you can see I have 4. I have audio input, media source, audio output, and display capture. Display capture is fairly needed because if you don't have a display capture, you won't see anything inside this preview. This is real-time feedback, by the way. So speaking of display capture, how to enable this one? Simply click on this plus icon. Once you click on the plus icon, you'll see a lot of sources. We have application. This is still on the beta phase. Audio, input and output. Browser. This is fairly new, by the way. Color source, display captures right there, and game capture. Now you might ask me, what's the difference between display and game? Technically, they're perfectly the same. They display whatever in your screen. The only difference is that if you remove the display capture, or you go to another tab or window, game capture will still stay at your game. So whoever is watching your stream will not see whatever you're doing on the other part of your screen. For example, if you alt tab or you move on to another window. That is the exact difference between the two. Other than that, they're perfectly the same. We also have image slideshow, media source, scene. This is also new, same as browser. We have video capture. Window capture is perfectly good also. Now, window capture and video capture device and display capture and game capture, they're basically the same. The difference between window capture and video capture is that window gives you the opportunity to capture specific parts of your computer. For example, if I choose window capture and I only want to capture this tab. For example, I open a new tab like here. I go on YouTube right there. And then I apply video capture. And I only apply it for YouTube. Even though I'm back in here on OBS, my stream will still show YouTube. It's basically the same as game capture. The other difference is that it gives you more quality because it's still a game capture versus the window capture. And video capture device is for camera. Basically that's it. Now if you want to add your display capture going back, simply click on it and it should show like this. Now, if you want to turn it off, you can use this eye icon. So technically or obviously I can't turn it off because I'm discussing with you guys, but that eye icon right there gives you the option. Let me just try it on this input device. So if I click on input device right there, it will enable my input device on OBS. It will capture rather whatever I'm saying in OBS. And to that being said, yes, you got it right. OBS also captures audio, so it's a one multitasking tool. Not just video, but also audio. Let me just remove this one, because I'm already using another tool to capture my audio. Anyway, speaking of display capture, basically that's it. Now going back, if you want to add a camera. For example, you know streamers, when they're showing their screen, they have themselves on the left corner, upper left, or upper right. Mostly they're usually on the lower left, right? Now, they only use this option. This one that says video capture device. This is by your own preference. For example, you want to show your face or not, please skip this method. So let's tackle more features in OBS and regarding kick streaming. Going back on scenes, again guys, if you want to set up individual scenes for you with this toggle of a button, simply click on this plus icon, add a new scene. I'm gonna name this one, I'm just gonna go with for camera. Click on OK. As you can see right there, it's entirely black. Now going back on our main screen, sorry about that, I know it's a bit of lag for the black screen because we don't have a camera, right? So I don't want to go back here because it will turn that black. Anyway, if you enable this one, which is something I'm gonna do, it will bring new sources here. So in that sources, you can add some more capture devices. For example, you want to add game capture, you want to add video capture device, of course audio and input is very important. Now, if you want to switch off a button from scene 1 or main scene, going back to camera, you'll differentiate or change all of your sources. Pretty powerful device, right? So those are the features before going into settings. Again, scenes and sources, they're pretty powerful, so please check them out. Again, before I move on the settings of Kick, I have a video on how to fully utilize the scenes and sources and also audio mixer, even scene transition is there regarding OBS, so please check it out. Anyway, if I click on settings right now, I'll pop out this screen. And now let's head over to the main metrics that will give you a full blast quality on Kick. Now speaking about the settings, you'll see right here you have general, stream, output, audio, video, hotkey, accessibility, and advanced. On general, we will only change one thing. Again guys, this is only important for one thing. It will be by your own preference if you want to change the theme, if you want to change, for example, the projectors and preview, but I suggest leave them on default. Because the only thing we want to change under general tab is going to be source alignment snapping. Make sure this is checked up in enable, and snapping sensitivity for 10 and this right here are enabled. Now that means whenever we move sources in our screen, it will be a very smooth snap. There won't be any more lagging or loading once you move everything in your stream. Especially if you have a low-end computer, this might help you guys. Again, this is the only one that will change in general tab. Let's move on with the stream tab. And now going back to the stream tab. Right here we have a bunch of sources. Starting from Twitch, you have YouTube. Again, there also is a Facebook Live here if I'm not mistaken. But there is no direct login here or direct option that gives you access to Kick. So the thing we're going to do is click on custom. And once you're here, enable the server and stream key. Now you might ask me, where can we get these two? You can get them on the Kick dashboard. I'm going to go to it right now. Basically, this is going to be it. Once you're here, make sure you go on settings, go on stream key, and open this up. So you have stream URL and stream key. Basically, copy them both, open up your stream tab, paste it right there. Again, go on stream key, copy it, go back on OBS, and click on OK. Now, again guys, you can click on apply right now to make sure you have your stream connected on your Kick. Which is, I'm not going to do right now because it will ruin my recording. Either way, it's only one click of a button and you could be good to go. And now once we're done with the stream key, please leave it as it is. With one click of a button, you're not good to go. And Kick will automatically detect once you enable your stream. Moving on with the output, this is the most important part on this video, so please pay close attention. The first thing you want to do is for output mode, make sure this is advanced. As you can see right now, it is currently grayed out because I'm currently recording. And then we're gonna leave these 3 sections for recording, audio, and replay buffer at default. Do not touch anything here. Again guys, I want to highlight, please don't touch anything there. Moving on streaming, make sure you choose audio track 1. If you're watching or you're trying to do audio track 2 or 3 or 6, I suggest you move on with a more advanced video. I'm gonna make a video about that moving forward. But for now, since we're just talking about Kick and the beginner's tutorial, please choose one. Moving on with the encoder and video encoder, make sure this right here is gonna be by your GPU. As you can see right there, I have an AMD, so I'm choosing this one. If you have an NVIDIA, please choose it and avoid using the default one. The default one, I think it would be called X264. What it does is it's getting the power from a processor instead of getting the power from your GPU. Since this is a video encoder, please utilize our graphics card or GPU and never enable this rescale output. This is by default disabled, so please do not enable it. And then make sure this is the recommended value of your monitor. For mine, it's 1920 by 1080. And now moving on with the encoder settings. Rate control, please utilize or choose CBR and nothing else. For the bitrate, now we're gonna have a bit of a clearance here. If you have a download speed or upload speed of 15 megabytes per second to 25, retain this at 8,000 to 10,000 kilobytes. But if you are lower than 10, for example, you have 5 megabytes to 10 megabytes, this should only be up to the ranges of 3,000 or 4,000. Please take note about that one because it will greatly affect your stream. And now for the preset quality on the keyframe, make sure this is 2 seconds. For the quality, we only have 3 here, and the most updated version of Discord, I think last week or last 2 months ago, they have the numbers P1 to P7. If you still have that option, please choose P7. That's the best quality there is. Because it's only the difference, or choosing quality over speed. Always choose quality because this is a stream, right? So I'm gonna choose quality here. For the profile, I'm gonna choose high. For the max B frames, I'm gonna go for 2. Now we're done with the output audio. Now let's move over to the audio itself. Now for this one, make sure you're on 48 kHz or 48 kHz, and the channels is stereo and not mono. Again, I want to highlight, do not choose mono. If you choose mono, your viewers or your watchers will have sounding, or they will hear sound from one ear to the next ear, but they will not hear it at the same time. So I suggest move over or only choose stereo. Now we're gonna have a discussion regarding global audio devices. Basically for this is by your preference. Again, for the desktop audio and desktop audio 2, these are gonna be what we are using right now. For example, you want your output to be on your speakers and not your headsets. But if you want them to be on your headset, please choose the specific device here. Same goes with the microphone. Again guys, please specify which is which, because if you're streaming and you did not specify your mic, your viewers will not be able to hear you. Same goes with your desktop audio. There's a chance that they might not hear your in-game sounds. Please take note about this one. This is very important. And now once we're done with the audio, let's move over with the video. Now for this, please make sure you know what your resolution is. On my end, it's going to be 1920 by 1080. Same goes with the output device. Please make sure these two right here are identical. Whatever you put on the base scan resolution, that should be on the output scaled resolution, which should be the recommended size of your monitor. Now, if you're having a hard time checking what is your monitor's resolution rate, simply type in this PC and go for properties. Or I'm gonna go with here. Let me just go on my desktop real quickly. Right there. Open up my OBS. Right here. Remove settings just for the sake of discussion. And with this one, I'm gonna move it right back here. Click right click whenever on my screen. Go on display settings and you'll see this option. As you can see right there, the recommended one is 1920 by 1080. These are the resolution, so please always choose recommended. Going back on Discord, or rather, sorry about that, OBS, click on settings. And then going back on video, again, make sure that is the recommended resolution for you. Now, if these two are identical, you don't have a problem on downscale filter, so leave it as it is. For the common FPS value, this is gonna be by default 60. Please make sure it's not 30 or 45. Moving on with hotkeys, this is by your preference. You can choose whatever you want here. For example, I have F2 for start recording, F3 for stop. Accessibility is gonna be by your own preference also. Moving over with advanced. Now, speaking about advanced settings, process, priority, this should always be on normal. Again guys, I want to highlight this one, never choose high or high priority, because what happens if you choose high, your PC will always prioritize OBS over other applications. For example, you're running OBS in the background, and then you're playing for a very hard game, a AAA game, for example Warzone, Call of Duty, it will lessen the quality you have there. So please, again, only choose normal. Now moving over on this option, please retain this one as default, do not touch anything here. I want to share this one, stream delay. Now for stream delay, I advise you to avoid enabling this one. I'm not quite sure why anyone will want a stream delay on their end, but this is not advisable. Now one more thing before we wrap this up, automatically reconnect, this is by your own preference. For example, you got disconnected and you're gonna be automatically reconnect to your stream on Kick, this is by your preference. So I suggest just go and enable. Nothing will be lost, right? So those are the things and metrics that you want to check to get the best quality on Kick streaming 2024. And we thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.